Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to walk you through my code for my food ordering system so that hopefully by the end of this video you have a better understanding of how my code works and what it's doing behind the scenes. So let's start with the index PHP, which is basically my home or landing page when you first access the food ordering system. So up here is just some CSS formatting. I'm using this W3 CSS framework, which is free, and there's no need for a license. You can modify it as pleased, and it's pretty simple to use. So it's basically just used to set, headings and titles and the format and the layout of my web page. So pretty much up here is where my code starts. This it's a script used, it's a JavaScript used, or JavaScript library that's used for reading the QR codes. So down here, there's a button that basically calls this JavaScript library. So when it clicks, it will call this open camera or open QR camera function. So pretty much the open QR camera function, what it does, um, it reads whatever information is in the QR. So when you click this button up here, it will open the camera application in your phone, and it will accept an image that you take, and then it calls this function with that image, and this function over here read whatever information, or in this case URL, is embedded in the QR code. This part of the code is key because right here it basically uses the URL that's embedded in the QR code, and it redirects you to that page. In this case, that page is the menu PHP page, which I'm gonna talk about later on in my video. And then just down here, it's two JavaScript functions to open and close a menu bar that's on the side of um, my application. That's just basically for like about information, and it's just like a simple menu. So that's my index PHP page. Now let's go to the menu PHP page, which is basically the web page that you get redirected when you scan the QR code. So again, this is just CSS. It's using the same W3 CSS framework. And let's start over here. So this two lines of code, what they do is they get the two variables that are encoded in the QR code. In this case, it's telling us which restaurant we are at, or the user's at, so that it can load different menus depending on what restaurant you're located on, and then the table number. So depending on what table number you're on, you'll have a different QR code that would have a different table number. So that's how the two variables are accepted by the system or recognized by the system. Then down here it has a section where it displays the menu for that restaurant. This code right here is just basically connecting to the database, and if there's an error, it's just telling us what happened and why it did not connect to the database. Then down here, this is a simple query to get all the menu items and then just group them by descending order. Then over here, it creates a form. This form basically adds a quantity field next to each of the menu items. This way you can input 1, 2, 3, or however, or whatever number you want for each menu item that you want to order. Then down here, it simply displays all the menu items that were fetched by that query. Okay, so let's continue. Down here, I created an iframe where it displays basically all the orders that are placed by that specific table. So it's an iframe where all the orders are displayed. And then these two are just fields where the total calories and the total price of your order is going to be displayed. Just a simple about section with my copyrights. And then again, it's the script or JavaScript functions to open and close the menu bar on the side. So that's pretty much the menu PHP item. One key part of the code over here is when you submit the form over here, the action is to take you to the insert PHP page or function, which I'm going to describe, but it basically inserts the items that the user has ordered into the database. So let's take a look at that insert PHP file. So again, the insert PHP file, it's a simple file. It just has the database connection over here. It's the same function. If it's not connected correctly or something fails, it'll display the error. And that function, it's getting the table number. In here, I call it username, but it's basically a table number that's getting passed along in the URL up here. Because that table number is going to get inputted into the table or the database so that the staff from the restaurant knows what table is ordering what. So this for each function, basically it reads all the variables that are passed along in the URL, which are all the items that were ordered by the user. In this case, is ignoring the first variable because that first variable is the table number, but after that it's all the menu items that were ordered. So if the value is more than 1, it means they ordered that specific item. So over here, it's simply using an insert SQL query to insert the table that ordered the item and the message, which basically is the items that were ordered. Then over here, it's just a query to basically obtain all the food items that were ordered by that specific table. So it's just pulling all the items that have a username that's equal to that username over here, which is again the table number. And then down here is just basically displaying the results from this query. They're getting displayed here with this echo over here. So that's the insert PHP code or file. Now let's go to the staff PHP file. This is basically used by the staff from the restaurant to see all the incoming orders. So the users will go to the staff PHP page and they'll see all the incoming orders. So this is pretty cool over here since it's using a jQuery script that basically uses Ajax to load every 3 seconds. It loads all the new values in the database. So the first time when you log into this page, it basically shows this message loading incoming orders, and after 3 seconds it'll load all the orders that are in the table, and then every 3 seconds it'll refresh any new orders that have been added into that database. And it's doing that by calling this other logs PHP function. So let me show you what that does. The logs PHP function, it's basically just connecting to the database, and it's querying all the items in that logs table, which are all the orders, and it's just displaying them in a nice way. So it's doing that every 3 seconds. So hopefully this gives you a better understanding of how my code works. Just quickly, I'll show you my database. Basically over here, let's go to structure. Oh, right here. Here I have the food table, which contains all the items that are going to be in the menu, and then the logs, which contains all the items that have been ordered for the different tables. So this is the food. In this case, I only have 2 menu items. I'll be adding more. And then in the logs, you can see all the orders. So table 2 order a cheeseburger, table 3 order another cheeseburger, and so on. So pretty much in a nutshell, those are how an explanation of how my code works and how the database works and how it's all connected. So thanks for listening, and thank you.